हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू आवर यूट्यूब चैनल। और आज का जो टॉपिक हम डिस्कस करेंगे वो है स्टेट पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। Prelims Revision Carnival UPSC CSE 2020 has already started under an academy, and under this we are providing you with special classes festival from 5th September onwards. So you're getting an opportunity to attend 400 plus free live classes, so it's a very golden opportunity for every student who wants to enroll in this course UPSC CSC. Then along with that, we're also providing you an academy UPSC championship 2.0 all India free mock test series UPSC CSC Prince 2020-21 paper 1 JS. You will also get a chance to meet our 2019 toppers as well as unacademy educators also, and along with that you will get a subscription scholarship also, and you can mark these dates on your calendar: 30th August, September, 13th September, 20 September and 27th September. So you can basically enroll now if you're really interested in this. As we know that our exam is on next month, so basically if you want to brush up some of your skills or you want to clear some of your concept, you can enroll, you can start your preparation with UPSC CSE 2020 with an academy. So basically this one subscription has unlimited benefits, like you can learn from your home, you have unlimited access to all courses, you have top educators in one platform, then you have full syllabus coverage, double doubt clearing sessions, live test series, and along with that, you will be also provided with the study material that would be in PDF format. So you don't need to write anything. You can study it on your laptop or computer. And along with that, we're also providing with answer writing sessions how you need to write your answers, and basically to improve your writing skills also. And this would be done under our mentors and guidance. So this is also one-stop solution for the complete UPSC CSC preparation, like the structured batches with top educators, batches in Hindi, English, bilingual, late night as well as 2 year batches, 100% syllabus coverage, vast range of optional, prelims test series with evaluation, main test series with evaluation. You have dedicated doubt clearing classes also, daily current affair practice, essay and answer writing practice, and along with that, we'll also give you the performance analysis of all your test series and your class. Then we'll also provide you with sectional quizzes also and interview preparation. So basically, interview preparation is a plus point in UPSC CSE preparation that will really help you in building up a good interview, and basically how you will answer, then what will be your posture or position, or all the basic question that is basically asked in interview preparation, from grooming to your questions, everything would be basically done over here. So this is a plus point in this package. And if you're really interested, then we have three complete batches. We have batches in Hindi, we have batches in English and in bilingual. So the medium of instruction bilingual will be Hindi English both. In Hindi we have complete Hindi, in which the material would be provided in Hindi also. So in whichever batch you are comfortable, you can enroll in that. And UPSC CSE batch preparation has already started from 7 September, so don't waste your time and enroll for this. So if you really subscribe now, you will get 10% off. So 10% is a big deal, and you just need to apply this code SIMPLEYT. So you can get subscription over here, and you can get subscription over here, and then you can come on to this. You can apply for this code over here, and then you can write this code. You can proceed for payment, then you will get 10% off. So along with that, we're also providing with daily current affairs test series that is completely free in this. And this daily test series would be given on 7:30, along with 20 questions for 20 minutes, and you will be awarded 40 marks, that is the total marks, along with the test analysis. So all the correct answer would be in green point, and incorrect in red point. So you will also be given your percentile also in, like, along with your toppers and your class, so you can really improve on yourself. and you can study more. So if you really like our channel, then you can join on YouTube, Telegram, and Facebook under UPSC preparation in whichever social networking site you're active on. So let's start with the presentation. So this is parallel to Union Public Service Commission, that is also known as UPSC at the center, and there is a State Public Service Commission that is also in the state. So basically we have two commissions, one in the center and another in the state. And there are same set of articles like from article 315 to 323 that are in part 14 of the constitution, that basically deals with all the composition, appointment, removal of all the members, what are the powers, functions, limitation, and all the independence of the state public service commission. So let's talk about the composition. A state public service commission basically consists of one chairman and other members that are all appointed by the governor of the state, and the constitution does not specify the strength of the commission, but it has left this matter to the discretion to the governor itself. And if we talk about the further, then there are no qualification as such that is prescribed by the commission under the membership, except that one of the half members of commission should be such person who have held office for at least 10 years either under government of India or under government of a state. Now the constitution basically authorizes all the governor to determine the condition of service for chairman and the members of commission, and the chairman and the members of such commission basically hold the office for a term of 6 years and until they attain the age of 62 years in whichever is early. In the case of UPSC, the age limit is 65 years. However, they can relinquish their offices at any time by addressing their resignation or to the government, and basically they can leave their post over there. Now let's talk about the governor basically can appoint one of the members of the State Public Service Commission as an acting chairman in the following two circumstances. The first, that the office of the chairman basically falls vacant, मतलब वहाँ पे कोई भी नहीं है कि वहाँ पे वो उस ऑफिस में है अभी और वो खाली है, और दूसरा ये है कि when the chairman is unable to perform his function, क्या जब चेयरमैन अपने फंक्शंस उसे दिए वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर पा रहा ड्यू टू एब्सेंस और ड्यू टू सम अदर रीजन, the acting chairman basically functions till the next person is appointment as the chairman, and he enters on the duties of the office till the chairman is able to resume his duties. Now let's talk about the removal. Now, although the chairman and the members of the State Public Service Commission are appointed by the governor, they can also be removed only by the president and not by the governor. And the president can remove them on the same grounds in the same manner as he can remove a chairman or a member of UPSC. So basically, the removal procedure is same for both UPSC and both for the state. Now he can remove him under the following condition: one, that he is adjured as an insolvent or he has gone bankrupt. Second, if he engages during his term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of the office. Then third, if he is in the opinion of president as unfit basically to continue his office by the reason of infirmity of his mind or body, then he will be removed. So all these conditions, three circles, are clearly mentioned in the article also. And in addition to this, the president can also remove the chairman or any member of SPCS, SPSC for their misbehavior in case the president has referred the matter to the Supreme Court for any inquiry. Now, if the Supreme Court, after the inquiry, upholds the causal of removal and advises to the president that they can remove the chairman or a member, under the provision of Constitution, the advice is tendered by the Supreme Court in regard is binding on the president. Now, however, during this all course of inquiry by the Supreme Court, And the governor can also suspend the concerned chairman or member by pending the final removal order of the president on the receipt of the report of the Supreme Court. Now, further, the Constitution has also defined the term of misbehavior in certain contexts, like the Constitution states that the chairman or any other member of the SPSC or the State Commission uh, basically is deemed to be guilty of any misbehavior, like he's concerned or interested in any contract or agreement that has been made by the government of India or the government of a state, or he participates in any way in the profit of such contract or agreement or in any benefit therefore by otherwise than as a member and in common with other members of incorporated company. Now let's talk about the independence. So basically, the chairman or a member of the State Public Service Commission basically can be removed from the office by the president only in the manner of the grounds that has been mentioned in the constitution, and therefore they can enjoy all the security of tenure. They can enjoy all the security of the tenure that has been given to them, and the condition of the service of chairman is basically or a member, though it is determined by the governor that this cannot be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment. The entire expense, including the salaries, allowances, and all the pension of the chairman and the members of the State Public Commission, are charged to be on the consolidated fund of the state, and thus they are not subject to vote of the state legislature. Now, the chairman of the State Public Service Commission is basically eligible for appointment of the chairman or member of UPSC and as a chairman for any other state public commission, but not for any other employment under the government of India or the state. Now, a member of the State Public Commission is basically eligible for employment as chairman for the member of UPSC, PC, and any other member. And the chairman of any member, basically chairman of any member of the State Public Service Commission, that after having completed his first term and not eligible for reappointment to that of office, that is, that he is not eligible for second term. Now let's talk about all the function. First, that it concludes the examination for appointments to the services of the state. Second, that under this that it is also consulted on the following matters on the management, like all the matters that are relating to the methods of recruitment or to civil services or the post of civil post, the principle to be followed in making appointments to the civil services and the post in making promotion and transfers from one service to another, the suitability of candidates for appointment to the civil services and the post for promotion and the transfer from one service to another, and the appointments by transfer or deputation. The concerned departments can make recommendation for the promotion and request the State Public Service Commission to ratify them. All the disciplinary matters that are affecting a person in serving under the government of the state in a civil capacity, including the memorials or the petitions that are relating to all such matters. And basically, these include the censure, withdrawing of increments, promotions, recovery of pecuniary loss, reduction to the lower service or rank, demotion, then compulsory retirement, removal from services, dismissal from the service. So, any claim of that of legal expense is basically incurred by civil servant in defending the legal proceedings that is instituted against him in the respective acts that are done in the execution of all of his official duties. Now, the sixth point is that any claim that is basically for the award of a pension in respect to of injuries that are sustained by a person while serving under the government of the state, and any question to ask the amount of any such award. Then any other matter related to the related to this management, like the Supreme Court has held that if the government basically fails to consult this in these matters, then the aggrieved public servant has no remedy in the court. In other words, the court basically held that any irregularity in the consultation with the State Public Service Commission or acting without the consultation does not invalidate the decision of government, and therefore all the provision are basically directory and not mandatory. Similarly, the court basically held that a selection by the State Public Service Commission does not confer any right to the post upon the candidate. However, the government is basically, it needs to act fairly and without any arbitrariness and malfeasance. So, or to all this, the additional function that are relating to the services of the state basically can be conferred on the State Public Service Commission by the state legislature. It can also place all this personal system of any local authority, corporate body, or the public institution within the jurisdiction, and hence the jurisdiction of the State Public Service Commission can also be extended by an act made by the state legislature. Then this can present annually to the governor a report on its performances. Then the governor basically places all this report before the houses, and the state legislature, along with the memorandum, basically explains the cases where the advice of the commission was not accepted and the reasons for such non-acceptance. Now let's talk about this important topic is basically about the limitation. Now, following the matter that has been kept outside the functional jurisdiction of the State Public Service Commission. Now, the State Public Service Commission is not consulted on some of the matters. One, by making reservations of appointments or posts in favor of any backward class of citizens. Then, while taking into consideration the claims of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe in making appointments to services and posts. Then, the governor can exclude the post and services matter from the purview of the State Public Service Commission. And then the constitution also states that the governor in the respect of the state services and the post may make regulations specifying the matters in which it shall not be necessary for the State Public Service Commission to be consulted, and but all the such regulations made by the governor shall also be laid before each house of the state legislature for at least 14 days, and the state legislature can amend or repeal them. So now let's talk about the role. Now the constitution basically tries to visualize the State Public Commission that to be a watchdog of the merit system that has been provided in the state, and it is concerned with all the recruitment of the state services and advises the government that when consulted or any promotion or disciplinary matters, it is not concerned only with the classification of services or the pay or the service condition or the cadre management training and so on. These matters are handled by the department of the General Administration Department, and therefore the State Public Service Commission is only a central recruitment agency in the state, while the Department of the General Administration is basically to the central personal agency on the state. Now, the role of the State Public Service Commission is not just very limited, but there are also many recommendations that they have made and are not only of advisory nature, and hence they are not binding on the government. So basically, it's up to the state government to accept them or reject their some of the advices, and they are basically here to safeguard is the answerability of the government to the state legislature for departing from the recommendation of commission, and further the government can also make rules which regulate the scope of advisory functions of the state public service. Now, along with this, we can also see there was also the emergence of State Vigilance Commission in 1964 that affected the role of the state public service in all the disciplinary matters. Now, this was because of two important reasons. First, that they are consulted by the government and while taking any disciplinary action against the civil servant. Then the problem over here basically arises that when the two bodies tender conflicting advice, however, the State Public Service Commission, being an independent constitutional body, has an edge over the State Vigilance Commission. Finally, the State Public Service Commission was consulted by the governor while framing the rules for for the appointment of any judicial services of the state that was other than the post of the district judges. Now, in this regard, this concern from the State High Court was also consulted in this. So now constitution basically tries to make all the provisions for the establishment of joint state public service for two or more states, while the UPSC and the State Public Service Commission are created directly by the constitution. Now about the joint state public service is basically can be created by any act of the parliament or the that is requested of the state legislature that are concerned, and a joint state public service is basically statutory and not a constitutional body. Now, the two states like Punjab and Haryana have a joint state service commission for a short period of time after the creation of Haryana out of Punjab in 1966. Now, the chairman and the members of the joint state service public commission are basically appointed by the president, and they hold the office term for 6 years and until they attain the age of 62 year, whichever is earlier. They can also be suspended and removed by the president. We have already discussed about the condition that how can they be removed by the president and what are the basic conditions, and they can also resign from the offices at any time by submitting their resignation letters to the president. Now, the number of members of the Joint Public Service Commission and the conditions of service are basically all determined by a president. And the Joint Service Commission basically presents its annual performance report to each of the concerned state governor. And each governor basically places it in the state legislature. Now, the UPSC can also serve the needs of the state on the request of the state governor and with all the approval of the president as provided by the Government of India Act in 1999. A Central Public Service Commission was also set up in 1926, and it entrusted the task of the recruitment of all the civil servants. Now, the Government of India Act in 1935 provided for the establishment of not only a federal public service commission but also a provisional public service commission and a joint public service commission for two or more provinces. So we have covered everything by and large in the State Public Service Commission. So if you really like my video, then you can like, subscribe and share. And thank you so much for watching our videos.